Are we on the air?
You're now in the mix with The Corner Radio, hosted by Kill, banging nothing but classic hip-hop, soul, and R&B.
What's good, what's good, what's good? You tuned into The Corner Radio, hosted by your man Kill. As y'all can see, I got a packed house up here tonight with my hip-hop squad. I got DJ Rec One with me. What's going on, Rec?
What's going on, man? Love's love.
Everything is good. I got my man Jace back in effect with us. What's good, fam?
Team, big brother almighty.
What up?
Cool.
What up, fellas?
For the first time with us tonight, I got my man Kev. What's good, fam?
What's good? What's good?
Welcome.
Everything. I got Nick finally back in effect. He ain't in the room by himself. What's good, Nick?
What's up? What's up?
And I got my man Yao G's right here. I don't even know what he's going through being a Knicks fan. Mellow still want to get rid of him. I don't know what you could even be feeling right now, bro. So
Look, honestly, this is the worst I've felt as a Knicks fan in a long time, and that's saying something. For real. Like, I haven't watched them since February 14th. That lets you know what. Oh yeah, Rec. Yep. I sympathize with you, brother. I sympathize with you.
Thank you. I feel you. Well, look, let's jump right into it, man. Tonight, we're talking about Kendrick Lamar's new album, Damn. We're going to be going through it kind of track from track, everything like that, chopping it up, seeing how cats rank it or whatever like that. But to me, the more important conversation came from, and I want to get this right, I try to give everybody credit. I was chopping it up with my man on Twitter. It's I think, Free Joe Negro. And he basically was saying how the new school MCs have to surpass the old school MCs. And I was like, I don't believe that they have to surpass it. You know, if your skills are nicer than mine, then cool. That's cool. Then that's what happens. But it's not we have to do it. So basically, we're going to be talking about who is on our MC Mount Rushmore, and does Kendrick, after releasing Damn with his previous albums, knock anybody off of your Mount Rushmore? And then my brother here, Nick, had to chime in with, well, if not now, then when? So Kendrick has this great body of work. If not now, what else does he have to do to prove that he belongs on the Mount? So we're going to be chopping up about that. Let's get right into the album with Damn. DNA, Yao, we just going to go through this real quick. Like, you know, are you feeling? Well, tell me this first. We'll do track for track. Yao, DNA, how do you feel about it? Just in and out, do you like it or not?
Fucking love it. I mean, yeah, I love that song, dog. The way it comes in. I mean, not the same. You know how Kendrick always is able to just set up his albums, and you know he gives you an actual structure to his albums. So you know the first track, Damn, kind of like lures you in, and I'm thinking this big, you know, theatric, regal scene is about to happen in the first track, and you hear the gunshot, and that Damn beat comes on, and it is just rocking all the way through. I love his cadence. I love what he's talking about. It was a lot of energy. And he used some of the same rhyme scheme throughout the entire song. He bodied it. DNA is one of my favorite tracks on the album. Let me just say that.
All right, then you know what? I'm gonna call an audible real quick because I don't want this to go on too long. I want to get to the meat of the conversation. So just tell me this: what do you rank in the album? What do you rank in the album? Yeah, what does Damn get from you? As far as out of 5 mics, how many mics does it get from you?
The album or the song? That particular song.
We just gonna go with the whole album.
Album. I'll give it a 4 mic album right now. It's still early, you know what I mean? It's still early. I still have yet, I'm not from this new generation where it's so digitized and microwave, and I have it now. Especially with like great artists who I have a lot of respect for and who have put out a lot of good body of work. I like to sit with the albums for a while before I make an honest, final assessment as far as how I feel about it and what I scored as far as mics are concerned. Right now, I would say 4. And it's an easy 4 for me. It was like stamp.
All right, so stamp 4. Nick, what you got on it, bro?
Yeah, I agree. 4 Mike. 4 Mike.
Yeah.
It's probably like out of the. Well, we're not doing a ranking yet. We'll come back to that. 4 Mikes.
All right, 4. All right, Kev, what you got on it?
I'll give it a 4 mic as well.
Okay. All right, Jace, what about you?
I give it a 3.
Okay.
Out of 5, 3.
Tough crowd.
Yo. Let me just quick caveat. I'm a big advocate, supporter of Kendrick, but based on previous bodies of work, for me, I don't know. It didn't hit me the way his last 2 did, and it's all right. It's good, but nah, I give it a 3 right now.
I feel you. And Rack, what you got on it, man?
3.5, man. I'm with Jay. It just ain't hit me yet. And I'm listening. Trust me, it's in rotation. I'm listening. 3.5 today.
All right, and I don't know if y'all got a chance to check it. I posted my review of it. It gets a 3.5 from me. I think it's a solid album, you know. And the thing is, before we even get started, let me say this: I'm a huge Kendrick fan. Okay. Like, to me, his last 2 albums got 5 mics from me. You know? And I'm not ranking this in like saying up against his previous work just for what it is. It's a 3.5. Couple of things I wanted to go on about on the album. The funny thing with Kendrick Lamar, as much as I love him, y'all know that website like Rap Genius where it tells you the lyrics and it breaks down what they mean. I remember when it first came out, I was like, yo, this is so dope for like my moms and them. Like, so like my mom, like I don't have to explain this stuff to my moms and my aunts and my old heads who don't get it.
Right.
So, when it comes to Kendrick Lamar, I be on their website. Like, I'm old because I don't know what the fuck Kendrick be talking about half the time. Like, I don't know what the fuck smacking a nigga and making it look sex. I don't know what that means. So right. If anybody could school me, because I came from an era where niggas snuffed you. Nobody got smacked. I'm like Charlie Murphy. A nigga smack you, that was like a duel or some shit. Back with the knights and a pistol. So I don't understand smacking a nigga and making it look sexy and that being the shit. Like I'm lost on that. I guess another point of and with this album, I specifically didn't listen to it for a couple of days because I didn't want to get caught up in the social media hype. Because again, me being the oldest person up here at 43, you know, I came up in the era where I went to Sound the Market, I brought Long Live the Cane, I put it in my Walkman, and it was me and Long Live the Cane on the bus and train ride home, and that was it. Now when music comes out, you got 8,000 people on Twitter telling you it's the shit, it's bonkers, it's crazy, and whether we want to admit it or not, all of us can get caught up in that hype. You know what I'm saying? If you're not careful, I don't care who you are, you're going to get caught up in some of that hype. And to me, when I heard Humble, like, I didn't want to listen to it until the album came out. So I saw Humble dropped, I saw the internet going crazy. You all right, bro?
Yeah, my bad, man.
Right, put on some slow jams or something, bro, man. Okay. But when I finally heard Humble, I was like, this is what the fuck niggas is going crazy for? Like, yo, the video was crazy. But to me, and I said this in my review, the last time a song to me broke the internet that deserved to break the internet was December 2009 when Jay Electronica put out that Exhibit C joint.
We can't talk about it because he don't have an album.
Thank you, Nick.
But I'm just saying that deserved to break the internet. When I heard Humble, I'm just like, really? This is what niggas are losing that are jumping out the window over. So,
yeah. Please. Damn sure jumping out the window.
I heard about Mistake on the Playoffs. I was like, this is the song? That's what I said. I said, this is the song? Really?
That's what I said. So I said, yo, this song is so dope that it made the NBA scrap whatever they had on par for the playoff to make this list. So yeah, I know you're the resident MC right now. Evan Vegas ain't here. Break down for me. The old head. I don't understand smacking niggas, making it look sexy. I don't understand what the fuck Kendrick be talking about half the time. Fear, I get it. I love Fear. I love how he talks about being scared as a kid and being scared as, you know, as a teenager and then being scared with his money. I get it. But the smacking niggas and help me out, school me, bro.
Well, I think, and as of late, you know, listen, hey, I'm no spring chicken myself. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But you know, I am in tune with some of the youth culture and some of the jargon that they use. I mean, sexy has been a term that's been used for everything over like the last like 3 years. Like people just use it in like, oh man, like see that whip, that bitch sexy. Like, you know what I mean? It's something that, especially I hear especially from a lot of West Coast cats, you know what I mean, that I've known and you know, had encounters with. Like sexy is like a word that means like cool. I'm gonna make that shit look popping. You know what I mean? Okay. So I understand your confusion with that because it sounds a little crazy, but I think the hook is great. My lady walked in here today and said, looked at me.
Oh God!
2 seconds said, if I gotta smack a pussy ass nigga, I'm gonna make it look sexy. She came right in and said it. I mean, I was half sleeping. I was like, really? But that gives you an idea as to like how good the song and at least how catchy the song can be. So I enjoy the song myself. So
and again, don't get it twisted. I like the song. I just feel like this album, I just feel out of touch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I feel out of touch. I feel like, damn, am I at that point where like I just don't get it anymore? You know, and things like that. But I think the bigger thing that I want to get to, because we got everybody, most people said 4, 3.5. I know Jace, you said the 3. Here's the thing. Yeah, who are the 4 MCs on your Mount Rushmore of hip hop? And does Kendrick Lamar, with his body of work, knock one of them off?
4 or 5, because we normally go top 5. If you're giving us Rushmore, then I'm just clarifying.
Yeah,
I'm just. I know he's
on Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore got 4 presidents on it.
Right.
So we gonna go with 4.
I mean, based on body of work, I mean, he's got. I mean, listen, he got a good.
Tell me this. Who are your 4 people on Mount Rushmore? Who are your 4 people?
I would say Jay.
All right.
I would say Nas. I would say Big. And then, honestly, you could choose between. I mean, my third one could be a gang of people. Really, it could be. I really couldn't even sit here a third one. There's so many rappers in that 4th to like 24th spot that I really can't put one against above each other. But I don't think Kendrick could be a top 4 Mount Rushmore rapper, only because. I mean, you're dealing with it out. Like, when you're dealing with Jay, you're talking about consistency for a long, long time. You know what I mean? You're talking about high-level skill. You're talking about classic albums. You know, you're talking about 20 years of phenomenal music. You're talking about Big. You're talking about trend-setting, you know, changing the game with his 2 hours. And he only has 2 hours, but I'm partial to Big because I'm a little biased. You know what I'm saying? My favorite rapper coming up or whatever the case may be. But he put out outstanding, timeless music. Timeless music, you know what I mean? And maybe that's the case. Maybe that's the case with Kendrick. I feel like maybe the test of time, it helped to stand the test of time. What I will say is this: he has the best album probably since Get Rich or Die Trying. I think. Oh, hey, Red, come on, cut it out, man. Put your headphones back.
I think the word is Get Rich or Die Trying hype. That's all.
Listen,
Get Rich or Die Trying hype.
Listen. Hear me out. And I know people want to say what they want to say about Fifth.
Yeah, we work on projects together, man. You about to get your card revoked for that stupid.
I mean, listen. I'm stamped. Yeah, my card can't be revoked. I'm about
to send you a PayPal invoice, dog. For real.
Too many years. Here's the thing. I mean, you can say y'all can say what y'all want. But that first debut Get Rich or Die Trying 50 Cent album is an absolute, it's a game changer. It had about, Price 18 songs on the radio. He had like 10, he had 10 of the songs from the album on the radio. And you put the album, it's explosive music. Now, it's the only album that I listened to the first time and said, yo, good, Good Kid. Is the first album I listened to since that album that I said, yo, this might be a classic off first listen. The structure, the quality of music, the lyrics, the content. I think he all put it together so beautifully. Good kid. So,
I could see that.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So
I love you, Yal. I love you, Yal. But I agree to disagree with you.
Hold tight. Let Yal finish. We're gonna get to you, Rack. We're gonna get to you. Let Yal finish.
We can have that whole end of discussion in another show, and I promise you, I'll come here with the facts. Like my man Kill, I can't argue opinion. I can only argue facts, right? So that's what Kill said all the time, right? That should be your tagline for the show. Facts only. You know what I mean? it really should.
Yeah, you know what my new tagline is? I ain't gonna let them rook us.
I'm not letting you rook us. No, I know I'm a rook, but I'm not letting you rook us.
Nick rook us because we ain't the straight champs and we ain't combat jag. You ain't gonna rook us. That's my new rook.
Not rook. Not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
No?
All right. So Kendrick doesn't knock him off. But now we're gonna get to another discussion later, but he doesn't. Nick, you were the one who started all of this.
On Twitter, I can't really explain myself because you only got 140 characters.
That's why I wanted to do the show. So Nick, who's on your Mount Rushmore?
My Mount Rushmore doesn't necessarily reflect my favorites because when you do the Mount Rushmore, you gotta take everything into account.
Right.
So Rakim has to be on there.
Okay.
Honestly, my bad.
I rap before him and then rap after him.
Yeah, I meant to say his name, but I don't know why his mind slipped in the moment. But that was my only because before everybody wanted to rap like Rakim after he came out. Everybody wanted to rap. I mean, and you could say
he definitely changed rap. So he was
a stand, and Nas took his style to the next level. So you have to give it to Rakim.
That's the next one. So Nas is on there.
Okay.
You got Big, even though Big is in my top 5, not necessarily my favorite, but he's on there because with just those 2 albums, he did, you know what I'm saying? You heard Quest talk about Nas, slumping in the seat because Big winning everything. Like Big changed the direction of rap at Bad Boy. So he's on there, and then you got to put Jay-Z on there. You got to. Now, with that said, I think Kendrick is at a disadvantage with us here because most of us were born in the 70s. Right?
Mm-hmm. No.
Like for the young cats.
Kev is 30, so he wasn't born in the 70s.
Okay, so Kev is right at the cutoff line.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, like for the younger cats, I can see their argument for Kendrick because, like I said on Twitter, Melly Mel and Kool Moe did, and Run. They did what they did, but that's before my time, so I don't know about them. The young cats look at our favorites the same way. So from their standpoint, I can see them putting Kendrick on there. Because he's hands down the best to me right now. And he's had a consistent 4-album run. He wouldn't be on my Mount Rushmore though, no.
And out of the young cats that have come out, he had, like, as far as we're talking about after 2000 and let's say we'll start with the Drake era. I think as far as albums are concerned, he has the best body of work as far as the Drake class, Cole, Big Sean, Crit. These guys that have come out of albums. I think best body of work. I don't think it's even close.
Yeah,
I agree with you. I agree.
Not even close.
I agree.
All right, so Nick, you are.
Then another thing, because you have some people they'll put Big Daddy Kane on their Mount Rushmore. But you got to talk about that, his discography. You got to.
Right.
But you know what? We're going to get to that because we've talked about that before. And then there's even what some people say about with Big. Big only had 2 albums out, but like I always say, those 2 albums had more songs than Rakim and Eric B's whole discography had. Not to mention the stuff that he did that never even made the albums, like Come On with Sadat and the Dreams, and not to mention the Junior Mafia. I've seen a DJ spend 2 hours of Big and rock and go.
Believe me, it's easy.
You'd be hard pressed to find a DJ to be able to do that with another artist for somebody who only had 2 albums out. Now with Kane, Kane's impact, I think, on hip hop was so huge that he only needed 2 albums. You know what I'm saying? So it also goes into
But
what
break
makes
that down for me, because Kane was before my time a little bit. Break the impact down for me.
I mean, Kane
really
was just
understand Kane.
Kane to me was just as nasty as Rakim. I mean, Rakim to me changed the way people them see, but Kane was right there on his heels. Like when Kane was writing songs, it was like you talk about breaking the internet. It was breaking the streets. It was breaking, when Raw came out, when Set It Off came out, when Kane came out, like he was shutting shit down constantly every time you heard Kane. So even though he only had those 2 albums out, those 2 albums were so bonkers that I understand why people, would have Kane. But I also think too, with you, from knowing you from so long, I think you're one of those people who take into concept, you look at people's discographies, and I do too, don't get it twisted, but I think you probably put discographies a lot higher than maybe somebody else would. Give you a basketball analogy. I know a lot of people who say Phil Jackson's the best coach ever because he got the most rings.
More rings.
I know a lot of people who be like, fuck Phil, is Pop. You know what I mean? So
I had that argument last night.
It's really about what's your definition of best coach or best player ever. I know people who feel like Kobe could have 20 rings. He still ain't going to be better than Mike. Where somebody else is just like, hey, if Kobe had 7 rings, he's automatically better than Mike. Like, it's literally just a 1 + 1 = 2. So it's kind of just how you yourself define it. But I understand what you're saying, because if I wasn't there when Kane was doing it, I would be like, yo, how the hell y'all got this nigga in your top 5 and he only got 2 good albums out and like 9 trash albums? So I totally get it. But I want to get Kevin. Kev, who's on your Mount Rushmore, and does K. Dot knock anybody off?
First off, K. Dot does not knock anybody off.
Okay.
My Mount Rushmore, any Mount Rushmore at the moment. But
any Mount Rushmore.
But that's not. I'm not hating or anything like that. I think he just needs the longevity now to solidify it at this point, because he has good projects. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't dropped anything whack. You know what I mean? And he's doing the festivals. He's doing the big stages. He's having the moment. So he's qualifying on paper, and his resume is impeccable right now, just as good as anybody else. They try to push in the conversation, but he just needs longevity. But as far as Mount Rushmore, big. First off, because anywhere in the world between the hours of midnight and 4 a.m., you're gonna hear a medley of his records. Anywhere in the world, that qualifies him. It's not just body of work; it's just timeless music that you gotta hear. You know what I'm saying? So that qualifies him for me. I came up right after Kane. I don't know Kane. I don't know Rakim. You know what I'm saying? I wish I did. I know like the new Rakim, or when he tried to come back out with Dr. Dre. I'm in that era.
Oh no, you don't know Rakim then.
I'm in the 13th letter, I think, the one that came out in the 90s. That's the Rakim I know. You know what I'm saying? And Big Daddy Kane, I remember he was on that Primo joint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He murdered that. Yeah, he murdered that Primo joint. That's the only Big Daddy Kane song I know by heart. Like, I know his other joints, but that's my favorite Big Daddy Kane song, and that's a new joint, relatively speaking. But I'm digressing. But my guy from that era was LL Cool J. You know what I'm saying? LL Cool J's on my Mount Rushmore. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of that guy and what he's done. He built the most legendary record label on his back. You know what I'm saying? Platinum albums, all of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Movies, all of that. You know what I'm saying? That qualifies him. He can still get busy today, like if he chose to. But he's not on it like that. And then I got Jay, and then I got Nas.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't need to speak on that. Everybody knows why those guys are on there, because they took those guys and just, between those two guys, that's the other two guys I named pretty much.
All right, Jay, who you got, man?
My 4 Mount Rushmore, respect to Rakim, respect to LL. Just from my era personally, knowing the history, Kane, all of knowing the history. That was just a little bit before my time. Know the history. That's not me. I'm going Thought. I'm going Hove. I'm going Big, and I'm going Andre 3000.
Okay.
Right.
And K.
Nothing wrong with that.
And K. Dot
ain't mad at that.
Yeah.
Ain't mad at that at all.
Original and everything, messing up everything, man.
For me,
Nah, I'm messing with you, man.
no, but I mean, he ain't touching none of them.
Okay,
Right.
I feel that. I mean, I've heard a lot of people say K. Dot is a broke Andre 3000.
No.
That's
I
what
wouldn't say
he reminds me of Andre. He's just not as clever. You know what I'm saying?
Certain songs
Right.
he does it, but
Yeah.
I feel like he's to me he's like the evolution of Lil Wayne, and sprinkle a little bit of Lupe on top, and that's
That's
it.
a very good comparison right
You know what
there.
I'm saying? That's what I feel.
Very good. Very. I gotta respect that.
Especially when I listen to the album. Like I'm not really a Kendrick fan. I respect his work as an MC myself. I know what he's doing. I feel like out of all the other albums he's done, I give it a 4 mic, but it's not in my rotation. He's done a little bit of everything. He's giving you a straight up like bars album with bars, but he's like, and I like what he's doing with the producers. The only producer that sound like he did it is the Knife Wonder joint at the end, but he's got Alchemist on there. Not sound. You can't even tell me which one of the Alchemist beats. Like, you know, it doesn't sound like an Alchemist beat. He got Mike Will doing joints with U2 and whatnot. Like, you know what I'm saying? So the intricacies of that I can respect, but you know what I'm saying. But again, I guess I'm just not from that other set that just anoints this guy, because I'm just not. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Why he's like should be spoken on, but I know the stuff he's done. But there's a lot of people that could achieve that or have done that, and amounted to nothing. But
And
it's longevity.
We gonna get into that because I got another question after we get done with this. Rack, who's your Mount Rushmore, bro?
Nas. I don't got to speak on that. KRS-One, Rakim, and Big. That's my Mount Rushmore, man. I mean, it is what it is. I don't necessarily got to put no stamps on it. Right.
So does K-Dot knock any of them off?
Hell no. No. K-Dot does not have the longevity to where we can even put him in that place. Like, I wouldn't even thought to put Big in this if we was still in the 90s or even in the early 2000s. I would have never put him in this category just because he just don't have the timelessness. Like Kev said, man, anywhere in the world from the hours of, you figure I spent, so from 10 to 4 from key hours, somebody's playing Big in the world from 10 to 4 in the morning.
Not just Big, Bad Boy.
Yeah, like, Bad Boy. Something.
Bad Boy.
Something.
Yeah,
something. You know? So it's just longevity plays a part in Mount Rushmore. You can't just jump on the scene and be like, yeah, I'm the greatest X, Y, and Z. It's not gonna happen. It's part of it.
What you saying, Nick?
Big was the king of New York before the second album dropped, was he not?
Correct. It was him and Nas going head for head, and Nas hit us. Nas hit us with that. No. I'm with you. Nas hit us with that dud because it was written went over everybody's head. Like, it was just like, dude, how you gonna hit us with this? And here come Big. Even though I think to an extent his death and the way that has played helped. And I wish it didn't, because I still wish Big was here. But I think his death did nothing but help. And then it just made it even crazier because the music was crazy. The album was crazy. Now there's 2 joints I would take off of that.
Which 2 joints would you take off Life After Death?
I need to listen to it, man. I got so much music I'm digesting right now. It's crazy, but we'll save that for another show. Kill got shows in the pocket. Trust me. We'll save that one. But there are 2 songs I would probably take off that album. But for it to be a double CD and that be the era of double CDs, it held its own. Because everybody know that Wu-Tang joint cut that bitch in half. But
real rap.
But the Life After Death, for what it was, Yeah, he can stay right where he's at. I don't need that shit with Eminem. I don't need the joint with Faith. I don't need none of that shit. Just give me album number 1, give me album number 2, and let that shit stand up against anybody else's shit that can call themselves a rapper from the years of 92 to today. And I'm telling you, that shit will clearly surpass. There's no questions asked. There's no questions asked. You know what I'm saying? So I just think with Kendrick, he doesn't have the longevity. I think he's got the potential. But he's just not there.
Could we concede that the level of competition isn't as high now as it was back then either?
Oh yes.
No doubt.
Not to say that there's not dope MCs.
Right.
It's just that the overall
like
level of competition in the game is not the same as it was then.
You're absolutely right.
Agreed.
Yeah. Can I say something on that? Can I say something on that?
Yeah, speak, brother.
I think the difference between, it's hard to compare those eras because access to hip hop music is not as easy as it was. Like for me, I got put on to like No Limit because I had cousins that live in the South. I had, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I didn't. It's like it's different now because like now everything is on display. Everything, you have your trap rappers, you have, you know, your hip hoppers, you have, you know, the conscious guy, then you have Drake, like who's like on another level now, like, you know what I'm saying? Then you have your Big Sean's, then you have your J. Cole's, who somehow goes platinum every time and like stay under the radar, like, you know what I'm saying? And then it's just different tiers. There's just too many tiers now, where suppose it was just hip hop was just what was in the Source magazine or whatever, like, you know. So
I think personally that
in those days, hold on for a second, even in those days, we had tiers. You know, you had your lyrical dudes, you had your NWAs, you had your Kid and Play crew with the Herbie Love Bug, which was just your fun hip hop. You know, you had Tribe, so you had.
I agree, but I just feel like there weren't on like for instance, that like the Fresh Prince and the Kid and Play thing, that was representative of hip hop in the mainstream, but that's not really what it is. Same thing with today, is they trying to push the trap thing, where really that's not really what hip hop is, but that's what fun is, but that's not what real hip hop is, quote unquote.
But see, the crazy thing, and we'll do a show on this, bro. Def and Will and Kid and Play was real hip hop. Like,
yeah, no, I understand that. But when we talk about beats and lyrics, that's what people want sometimes when they want quote unquote hip hop. But when you get that, they still don't show it the type of love like for a Kendrick. He drops, you know, lyrical content like the last album. I didn't really like it either, but I get it. It was well thought out. It was a high concept album for the intelligent listener. Like, you know what I'm saying? And some of the fun hip hop is not for the intelligent listener. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of the intelligent hip hop. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I still like the fun stuff too. But quote unquote hip hop purists or whatever, that's what that appeals to me. I like the intelligence aspect of it, like, you know.
Right, I feel you. And real quick, for my Mount Rushmore, is what everybody else said: Rakim, Nas, 50 Day. Hell no, Kendrick don't knock any of them all. And to be honest, I don't know if he ever will, because I just don't see Kendrick being able to do anything. I mean, he could put out. Here's the thing with me and Kendrick: I like Kendrick, I really do. But I saw something with Rod of Rugged Man today, and he was like, is Kendrick really the illest lyricist right now? You know, somebody got at me on Twitter the other day and they was like, yo, Kill, what's Kendrick Lamar's dopest verse? And I was like, I don't know. He was like, what's Kendrick's punchline? I was like, I don't know. He was like, yo, Kill, what's one of your favorite Kane punchlines? I'm like, oh, put a cord in your ass because you played yourself. Like, what about my I was like, oh, switch the style, you know. And he was like, there you go.
Kendrick like, that kind of rapper though.
What happened?
I don't think Kendrick is like a punchline rapper. He's not that kind of rapper.
But here's the thing, and that's what I want to talk about. I'm glad we got Yao here, because I said the same thing to him. That's my tweet. I replied, I don't think Kendrick is that rapper. And his reply to me was, then what the fuck kind of rapper is he? And I
was thinking that.
That's a good damn question.
I remember. Yeah, sorry.
Hold tight for a second, because I'm 43 and y'all know I'm old. I can't remember. No. Some of my favorite punchlines from Kool Keith, Ultramagnetic, Be Young.
Oh Lord.
I can tell you like it's the back of my hand. So how can somebody have out 4 classic albums and I can't tell you this is my we did the Andre 3000 show on all our verses. We had all these verses. We did pouring out of us like water. What is Kendrick's dopest verse? And how does that work? Because I tell you this, I take Elzai. Kendrick, I think Elzai would rip Kendrick. I think Royce is
Elzai is one of the greatest bar for bar rappers I've ever heard in my life.
But
Hex Murder said it best.
But here's the problem. Nobody's talking about putting Royce and Elzai on Mount Rushmore.
Right.
So why because they don't have Kendrick up there?
Now they don't have the album.
Yeah, the discography for me. Discography.
I mean, your albums. At the end of the day, when we all get into rap, and everybody wants to put out albums on a major label and to have commercial success, so to speak. That's the overall goal of anybody who's rapping. They want their music to be heard by as many people as possible, right? So I don't think as much as I love Royce, as much as I love Elzai, I love Joel Ortiz and just all those under Pharoah Monch. As much as I love these guys, and as great as I think they are, like you throw them a cipher, you better bring your lunch. But when it comes to the overall, production of music, that's what it's all about at the end of the day. And listen, I had this argument the other day that Kendrick might be better, or Big Sean might be a better technical rapper than Kendrick Lamar. People are gonna laugh at me, but Big Sean is a very.
I agree. I think that's a good point.
Big Sean's the best rapper right now.
Big Sean is one of the dopest rappers, bar for bar, I've ever heard. People laugh at me when I say that.
I know. I agree.
I had a discussion with my homie, and then he brought this up. He said, "Okay, you put Big Sean's 5 best songs up against Kendrick's 5 best songs. What is the result going to be?" And I said, "It's going to be a wash. Kendrick's 5 best songs are far better than Big Sean's 5. I don't care what 5 songs you have from Big Sean. The best 5 songs from Kendrick Lamar, I'll put those up against any of these new rappers at any point in their career. No question about it. No question. So that's what it is for me. Like, I guess it goes both ways. You know what I mean? But the albums are what supersedes everything when I'm talking about the greatest. Because,
Right. Nick, I'm gonna get to you right there. So what we're saying is that our Mount, not saying our, but to saying really when we're talking about Mount Rushmore, we're not talking about the best rappers. We're talking about who had the best albums. Is that what we're saying, yeah?
For me, listen, it's all encompassing, right? But certain things have, a different grading scale. You know what I mean? Like, we could say, okay, here's what I'll say. If just loosely speaking, let's say if we're grading every artist on a 100% scale, I think albums would have to be like me 50% of your score. Your albums and your discography is probably 57% of your score. Then you can go to rap skill and flow and impact and things like that will all fall under the umbrella of the other 50. Yeah. But that albums, your discography is how you are remembered forever. Okay. Forever. So
all right. I feel that.
Because at the end of the day, I'm not buying no acapella album. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have the album. I'm not listening to acapellas.
I mean, I feel you. I think the funny thing is that it just made me think about that when my man was like all those things, because me personally, I'll take Pharoah Monch's discography over Kendrick's if I gotta go somewhere. But that's just me. Right. They may be the old head in me. Most people haven't even heard Pharoah's all 4 albums like that.
And that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me.
But those are facts. You know what I mean? That's some people haven't heard all 4.
They haven't heard one.
There you go. But Jace, what you was talking about with competition, Bezo had brought that up, and he was like, "Yo, if Kendrick Lamar was a bad," and this is how we know we old, because this is how
damn, Kill,
start saying shit like,
"What the fuck, Kill, damn."
No, I'm just saying. Look, I'm saying this is what used to happen to me when Iverson came to the league. My uncles and them be like, man, if he was around, this is what nigga would have been doing that in the 80s. Like, that 80s, the Celtics would have been knocking his little ass to the ground. He wouldn't have been getting back up. So this is
Slim would have got Rudy Tomjanovich.
Yeah. Kobe ain't dropping 81 on the 90 Knicks. I don't know.
Oh no, it's not happening.
But he wasn't dropping 81 on the Masons and the Oaks.
Nah, he would leave on the stretcher.
Right. So, here's the thing. Like you said, Jace, that the level of competition is significantly down. You know what I mean? Like, and again, like how Yao said, those are just the facts. There's no way that these new school MCs could even rock with the old ones. So Bezo was like, if you put Kendrick Lamar in 94, I don't even know. Well, that's what he said. This is what I'm saying. I don't even know if I like Kendrick Lamar better than Buckshot Shorty.
Right.
I was even going to say that strictly because he's one of the persons that came to my mind because I don't know if you know, but he has an album with Knife Wonder that is like outstanding. I don't know if you've heard it.
Yeah. Talking about chemistry.
Yeah. And it's one before that too. There's another one before that, before chemistry that he came out with.
Yeah.
And I mean, those are great products, but they had they haven't had the commercial success that Kendrick has had. I mean, for Kendrick, when he got signed to that label, he wasn't even the guy on his label. J-Rock was the guy that they were really promoting and really pushing. For him to supersede that with the Section 80 and then finally get his buzz, but then they put out literally, honestly, first time I heard That Good Kid, I thought it was a classic from listen number one. You know what I mean? And then progressively, to Pimp Butterfly, people say what they want about it. People think it's classic. I personally don't, but I think it's a good album. But he's been, spot on. Progression, just putting it consistent, putting out great quality music. Not good. These are, to me, I know some of y'all gave him 3 mics or whatever, 3.5 mics, but these are great products he's put out. Great projects he put out.
Yeah. And I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not mad at Damn. I mean, I'm not like, it's not really like, to me, a 3.5 ain't a knock on your record. Like, I'm not like, oh, okay, Kendrick ain't, the dope because I mean, I like Untitled Unmastered to be honest better than Damn. You know what I mean? Because I don't know the music. The Mike Will made it. My man, and I wish I had his Twitter on here. He said his 12-year-old daughter said something to him that to me was so profound. She said, "Daddy, we don't like these new rappers. We just like the bass." Somebody give this girl a scholarship.
That's what I was gonna say.
Princeton or wherever I need to go to, because I honestly. I like DNA, but I'm not gonna hold you. I feel like G Money on New Jack City. It was the bass. It's the bass. And that just be real. When that bass comes in, when that 808, make Mike Will make an album without no 808s. I don't know what the fuck that's gonna sound like.
There won't be an album.
I don't know. So again, I just think the Mike Will made a piece kind of threw me. When I hear Humble, I'm listening to that beat and I'm like, if I sent this beat to Yao skipping over that shit. You are not rhyming that shit.
Factual. That sure is factual. Not for me.
That's factual. Like Yao was gonna skip right over that shit.
Yeah, that is true.
And the whole internet loses their fucking mind. Like, this is the best beat ever. It's really not. Like
it's simple and basic. It ain't nothing but 808s and some bass, like you said.
What you gonna say, Nick?
No, I was gonna say the other two Mike Will made it beat. So I didn't like Humble. Like when it first came out, I think we did a show that night. It came out. Like when you hear it, right? I'm not gonna be too impressed.
Mine too. And again, I understand that. I understand and Yao and I have talked about this before. Just as an artist, all the different people that you have to please. You know what I mean? So I understand that Kendrick, being a young dude, cannot sit around and try to please 43-year-old niggas like me. Exactly. You know what I mean? So I understand he's got to get with the Mike Will made it. I appreciate him using Kid Capri on some old school shit, shouting out the stuff. So again, I'm not like, oh man, this album knocks Kendrick right out the running. Nah, I mean, like I said, it's a dope album. At the end of the day, I brought it because I felt like more than anything, this is good for the culture. This is good for hip hop. That there's a dude who's not talking about drugs, not talking about guns and bitches and all that he's doing this. You got my money. I brought J. Cole's last album, and y'all know that put me to sleep twice. But again, it's good for the culture. You know what I mean? So it's like, hey, who cares about my 2 cents? But if it's good for the culture, then let's run with it. My 2 favorite tracks on there are probably The Fair and the joint that Ninth did, because that's him giving us that boom bap. You know, that's what I wish I could hear more of Kendrick.
Yes.
That Duckworth, especially that second beat that Ninth gave him. And y'all know I ain't the biggest Ninth fan in the world, but that second beat.
Well, it's Ninth and another producer. It's 2 producers on that track.
What happened?
It's 2 producers on that track. It's not just Ninth.
Oh, word?
Yeah. Because I was listening to the album when you hit me. I said, I got to check the fucking credits. I got to see who the fuck did this shit. There's 2 producers on that track.
All right. Well, whoever did it is dope. That's what I like to hear Kendrick. Mm-hmm. Again, it's no.
And you got to give Kendrick props because he arranged it that way. You know what I'm saying? Them 3 separate beats that he kind of put together like that.
Yeah.
Nah, I feel you. All right. So basically, long story short, Kendrick is not knocking anybody off anybody's Mount Rushmore. Okay, we got that straight. Yeah. Do you think there could be an MC that could come along one day and
where we at?
Knock somebody off your Mount Rushmore?
Yeah, I don't know who the guy is because they'd have to do a lot, and like I'm getting older, which means I'm hey, it's just the fact I'm going to be far more removed from this new class of hip hop. You know what I mean? Like, listen, guys come out with albums and I don't even know when they come out. Like all of a sudden it's like somebody came with an album. You know what I mean? So like I even me as much as I love the music, I can't be 100% invested in knowing everything that's coming out and knowing guys that come out. So like, but it's the whole Jordan, Kobe, LeBron theory. You know what I mean? Like once Mike left, nobody knew if there's gonna be anybody better than Mike. I'm better than Mike. People have come close. Kobe came close. LeBron, and not to go off tangent here, but I think LeBron is very close to surpassing Mike, honestly. But you'll get to that point where there's going to be a guy who's going to be in the discussion, and it's up to him. It's up to him to make sure he puts out the best product he can put out, and up to us to make sure that we are holding that rapper to the highest standard if we're going to, knock somebody off Mount Rushmore. I think that's very key. Gotta have the quality product. You gotta have the impact, and you gotta deliver. You gotta deliver classic albums. That's my criteria.
No doubt. Yo, quick question. When we did the show about MCs you're feeling post 2000, you the one who said Nick Grant, right?
Nick Grant.
Yo,
Nick Grant.
We just did a show with OC last week.
Mm-hmm.
The same question, like Nick Grant.
Yep.
Nick Grant is cut from that cloth. I don't know how this guy, must have slipped through the cracks, but I mean, he's from South Carolina. He's really, 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 really dope. Like,
you gotta remember, man, most guys listen to this shit.
His content is amazing. I think a lot of his flow and the way he delivers his bars, like his punchlines, they're like my man. He said these are high level, like exquisite punchlines. They're really deep. Like I would advise everybody to go look at genius.com for Nick Grant's lyrics because they really are amazing. Amazing.
All right, no doubt. Nick, do you think like are you set in stone with your Mount Rushmore, or can somebody eventually knock somebody off? And here's another question: if you think they could knock them off, who would that be? Who would you have to take off?
I mean, if somebody was to come off of mine, it would be Jay-Z. But I don't see it happening just due to because it depends on when that music came into your life, and that's like those teenage years, the high school years. Mm-hmm. It's like it just came. That's what came out when I was like really into the music.
Right.
As much as I love music, I listen to other stuff more than rap now.
Right.
So I don't listen to rap that much now, like I did when I was in high school. So I can't see nobody new knocking those guys off.
All right, no doubt. What about you, Kev?
No.
Nah. Okay.
If anybody, I'd take LL off, but that's somebody could come easily and deface that.
All right. What about you, Jace?
Man, I had an argument with a dude a while back about the best era in basketball. And I'm the Jordan era, and we basically agreed that Jordan came along at the perfect time, right? Global economy was starting to take shape. NBA was starting to branch out, was starting to expand. I don't think it's going to get much better than the 90s. and this may be me getting old. This may be being a little jaded with what's going on right now. But the level of competition, what we were using, I don't think it's going to get much better. Not to say that it can't happen, because like in the NBA, you got a LeBron that came along, right? But in order for an MC to come along today, you have to be able to bridge gaps, bridge generations, and you have to transcend.
Yep.
If you youngins are listening and y'all doing that, you aspire to do that, aspire to be great, then it can be done. But prove me wrong. Right now, I'm not stuck in the '90s, but you got a lot. You got a serious torch to carry if you're trying to do it.
All right. What about you, Rec?
I'm with Jace, man. The '90s, man. You had everything. You had your jesters. You had your lyricists. You had your motherfuckers that was gonna kill you before you got in the club. You had everything. You go to the record store, you pick what you wanted to buy. I mean, we talked about this before. $20, you actually had a problem on your hands because you didn't know what fucking tape you was going to buy. And today, it's not like that. I just don't think that today's climate for hip-hop constitutes a change in Mount Rushmore. Now, I'm with Jace. If the shit's going to change, hey, I'm the first one in line. Like, hey, I'm with you. But as of today, as long as fucking Lil Yachty's still running around, not gonna happen.
Nah, I feel
just saying.
And I'm with Jace. I can't say no better than what he just said. And I think the hard part too is that I remember there was a time when I looked forward to seeing XXLs in freshman class.
Yep.
I used to look.
Yes.
And it's like probably the last 2-3 years, I'm like, I know like one person. Like I'd be like, oh, there go Dave B. Stop rock with dude. But the other 13 people, I'm like,
who are these
motherfuckers?
Okay, there go Rhapsody, but then I don't know who the other 13 people are.
Right.
So if XXL is telling me these are the next ones up, then fuck no, nobody's coming up. If this is the best you got to give me, come on, bro.
I'm good.
Can you even imagine an XXL cover back in '92?
You couldn't have one. It's too many motherfuckers. You couldn't have one.
But what I'm just saying is, it would have been better because you would have had so many people. Redman would have been on that cover. I remember when my man told me, my old head walk. This is '91 when DOS was popping, and he used to work up at the force, and he was like, "Yo, EPMD about to sign this dude named Redman. He crazy." And I was like, "Yo, ain't no way in the world he could be better than DOS Effects."
And he hit you with that shit.
And then I heard what? It was like, that's what I'm talking about. And that's why I'm jaded, because we came up in that 90s era where everything was dope.
Yep.
You walk into a sneaker store, you want to buy everything. Yeah. You know, I walk into a sneaker store now, all I see is it from the 90s. All I see is
thank you.
In Jordan. So I don't even see the stuff I buy now is the same stuff I was buying 20 years ago.
Yeah, or the shit you couldn't buy back then.
Exactly. That's what I'm doing. I'm buying all the Jordans I couldn't afford when I was 14. That's what I'm doing now. When Mom Dukes is like, hell no, I ain't spend now I got to go back and spend $250 on the same sneaker.
On the same sneaker. It's highway robbery, man. But he's selling.
That's a whole nother.
I can't even. It hurts my heart that the Knicks ain't what they was in the 90s. You know what I mean? Because that was. New York was the Mecca in the 90s. New York for everything, for fashion, for slang, for hoops, for everything. So, it breaks my heart. I'm hoping Adam Silver will step in and do what he did with us with the Sixers and try to, get rid of Dolan or try to, I don't know.
Phil got to go.
Yeah, they got to. They got
now.
But all that to say, I saw your IG thing. So is it official? What you doing?
Yeah, I got a piece airing this Thursday at 6:30 p.m. on Twitter. It's airing live on Twitter.
Congrats,
thank you. Sponsored by Twitter and the NBA and NBA TV. The poetry piece they have a show that's called The Warm Up that's been airing every Thursday for the season. Pre-show on Twitter before the 8 o'clock games that come on TNT on Thursday night.
Mm-hmm.
This one's gonna be at 6:30 prior to the playoff games. So I'm really just blessed, really happy. Go check that out. I pinned the tweet on my Twitter page at Yow Music, YAW Music. I got some joints coming.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I got some jams coming. Rex sent me some joints. I'm working on the project. I'll probably release a couple freestyles within the next couple of weeks I can check out. You know what I mean? And just moving. Things are finally moving. Thank you. Appreciate it. Blessed.
No doubt. Nick, give them all your info, bro.
Twitter, only one way to win 79.
All right, no doubt, no doubt. Kev, give them all your Twitter stuff, Instagram, how they can get at you.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter on Souls for Real, SOS, the number 4 and real. You know what I mean?
All right, Twitter. No doubt. Jace, give them everything, bro.
J Tyler 0801 on IG. On Twitter, it's at JERIKTYLER.
All right, and Rec, give them everything, bro.
Man, IG is Worldwide Rec 1. Twitter is DJ Rec 1, and SoundCloud is JRec 1.
All right, no doubt. You already know it is with me at Kill889 on Twitter. We'll make beats for food, yo. The team is putting out some dope music. I can't wait to hear what y'all record cooking up. I actually just dropped the first single that I've been working on with my wife for.
Yeah, that's hey, I'm gonna say that joint slimy. I like that.
Good looking.
Yeah.
It's funny, man. I've always been, you know how it is, like, you know, with wifey, it's like, yo, I'm scared because I don't want nobody to diss her shit. But, you know, it's like, all right, you know, because it's like, God damn, man, y'all talking about my wife, man. You know?
Oh my God.
You know, it was like, nah, we gotta put something out. So we put that out. Me and Trust got our new beat CD out. The Get Down Volume 4. Places coming up this Saturday. We got our congregation every month. We get a whole bunch of producers and MCs together, just come through the crib, go through records, play beats. We gotta get you down here for one of them weekends.
I'd love to come too.
I'm coming to Maryland. I'm not sure how much time I have, honestly. I would love to swing through, though. I had a good time coming to the spot last time, so we'll see. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and then like I said, it's a dope thing, man. We talk about beats, love, life, everything. Jace, last time he was over here, we got talking about tithes and offerings.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Everything else. So it ain't just hip hop; it's hip hop and love and life and everything in between. So, yo, keep it locked, y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. We gonna check y'all next week, man.
Peace.